Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lindsay from Lulubelle's Bakes. In today's tutorial we will be making a little boy's sneaker from the Blossoms gum paste, and I'm going to be doing it with the Cake Structure baby shoe kit. And in this kit you have a sole and a shoe former, and I'm using the heel and the tongue part. Also in my tools I have got two rolling pins. I've got a stainless steel one which I'm only going to use the covering from it to make some patterns. I have my nylon rolling pin, palette knife, and then I've got some plunger cutters, my stitch wheel, my water pen, ribbon cutter, and my craft knife. When you take your gum paste out of the tub, it's pretty hard. All you need to do is you just need to slice it. And just knead it. Just going to cover up the part I'm not using. Right. It comes together very, very quickly. Such a lovely product. Now I'm using gum paste because normal sugar paste is too soft for this. The gum paste has elasticity in it, and it's much more workable when you're wanting to make shoes or bows or flowers. Right. Alright, I'm going to roll this out now. I don't want it too thin, so I've left the guide rollers on the side. My thickness. I'm going to cut out the heel, which is blue. Then I'm going to cut out the tongue, which is white. But very carefully with your craft knife, cut that out. And where those two little holes are, just make two little indents into the paste. And this is for your lace holes. Just smoothing around those edges with my fingers. I'm taking this plunger cutter with a tiny circle in it, and I'm going to plunge where I had those two little marks that I made earlier. I'm just going to plunge into that. There we go. Then with my stitch wheel, I'm going to go around the edge. Some of this might be covered up when you put the shoe together, but I like to just do all the stitch marks all the way around. I'm going to do the sole in white. So this is some more gum paste. I've just added a little bit of CMC to it. Roll it out. And cut out the sole. And again, where the rough edges are, you just want to smooth those down with your finger. All the way around. And we put that to one side. Next I'm going to cut out the tongue for the shoe, using the same white. You roll that out. Place that template onto your gum paste, and with your craft knife you cut around the template. Now if you can't get hold of the Cake Structure templates, you'll find other templates on the internet which you can print and download and use those. I would suggest you print them onto a piece of cardboard, not paper. It'll be easier to use. There we go. Just smooth the edges with your fingers. There we are. Right, now I'm going to put this onto my shoe former. Carefully with your palette knife, lift it up. Place that on the shoe former. If you don't have a shoe former, you can also just use a little bit of cling foil. Just roll it up and form it into the shape of the shoe. Right. Now I'm going to put a bit of water on this, just around where the laces are going to go. And I'm placing that at the back. Make sure that it's even, and then you bring it around and you carefully stick that onto the front of the shoe. And whilst that's forming, I'm going to cut out the front and the back of the band at the bottom, and I'm going to be using my ribbon cutter for that. Right, so I'm just going to roll this out now. Take these off a bit. I don't want to go too thin. Just going to roll that out nice and evenly. Then with my ribbon cutter, I'm just going to place it on there and gently indent the lines into the sugar paste. Then with the back of my palette knife, I'm just going to cut those strips. Now remember I showed you my rolling pin with the cover on it. I don't use this rolling pin for anything else other than to cut my fondant on cutters, or I use this as a pattern. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently roll over this, and you'll see it gives it a lovely pattern which is perfect for sneakers. I'm going to take my sole and I'm going to put some water around the top of the sole. Again, you're welcome to use petal glue, but water works just as well on fresh sugar paste or gum paste. I'm going to lift this off and pop it onto the shoe. Make sure that your sole fits nicely to the top of the shoe. And there you can see your little sneaker starting to form. Now I'm going to put this around the front to a point, to about there. And then I'm going to cut it. Then I will put this piece around the back to meet. Again, we need a little bit of water. Place it in the front, make sure it fits nicely on the bottom, and then just gently pat it around the edge. You don't want to pat too hard, otherwise you're going to lose your indentations that you've just put in. So I'm going to cut it about there. This is my craft knife. Then I'm going to take the other part, and that's going to go around the back. Place it at the back, bring it around. Making sure that it's flush against the bottom, and then where you had your join, just slice it there so that it can join up, and another slice there. And to hide those joins, I'm just going to roll out a very thin piece. Cut 2 strips. A little bit of water on those joins. So all I'm doing is I'm just placing that little strip over that join. Okay, a little bit of water. Place it on top and just down the side. Just hides that join that you've got there. Right, now I'm going to do the little star on the side, and for this I'm going to need these 2 plunger cutters, a round and a star plunger cutter. Now when you put your shoes together, you want to make sure that you've got your star on the opposite side to the other one. So in other words, you want one on the left and one on the right. Don't put them on the inside. Put them on the outside. Just rolling out a circle. Okay. I'm just going to cut out the star. And place it onto that circle with a little bit of water. And place that onto the shoe. Opposite side. There we go. Right, now we just need to make the laces and the tag for the back. I'm just going to do a tag at the back of the shoe, which is just straight and with your stitch marks on it. It's going to roll out a little thinner piece and cut that. And with your stitch wheel, just go stitch marks on either side. Then measure this against the previous one that you've done. So you just want to get them both the same size. So all I'm doing is I'm just making sure that this one's not longer. A little bit of water. And then you can pop that into your shoe and just loop it over. And there you have your tag for the back. Right, all that's left to do now are the laces. All I'm going to do is just roll out in my hand. Start off in a ball and then just roll it out thin. If you don't have an extruder, this is how you can get a nice thin lace, just rolling it out with your hands. Then you can take your cake smoother and roll it out even thinner. This will give it a nice even roll. Right. Just going to cut a piece. And with my water pen, pop a bit of water there and a bit of water there. And secure that inside secure that on the other side. There we go. And then I just want to roll this out a little bit more, and then I'm going to make the bow. To make the bow, I'm just going to form it like this, pinch it, open these out, water, and then you take an extra piece, pick that up, bring it round and pinch it. Cut your laces a bit shorter. A bit more water, and place that onto your shoe. And there we have your little boy's sneaker. Thank you for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to receive notifications of my upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Damn, I knew that was going to happen.